सॉन्ग बड़ा हिट हो गया और रिजल्ट को एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, लेकिन प्रोसेस को बहुत एंजॉय किया। वंस यू कम टू स्टेप 10 यू डोंट वांट टू गो बैक टू स्टेप 1 अगेन एंड क्लाइंब ऑल ऑफ देम। तो मुझे लगता है कि इसी चीज की वजह से बहुत सारे साउथ एक्टर्स इतना एफर्ट नहीं किया, या जैसे आप बोल रहे हैं स्ट्रेट फिल्मों में उतना सक्सेस नहीं मिला, लेकिन ये सब पास्ट है। But the moment there are 200 juniors and 100 dancers and all of that in a big set, I used to get a little jittery. You know, rehearsals पे मैं confident था, लेकिन set पे आते हुए मुझे टेंशन आ जाती है अंदर से. I am not going to live for somebody else's expectations.
Allu Sirish, welcome back on Bollywood Hungama.
Thanks a lot for you. Good to talk to you after so long.
You know, many a times it is said that the South stars, they don't shine that much in Bollywood maybe, but with your first music video itself, I think you have stunned everyone. 65 million views and counting for Vilayati Sharab, and you're having all the moves.
Thank you very much. It's pure darshan magic and darshan and neeti magic. I was just happy to be a part of the video.
Interestingly, the co-star that you had, I think her name is Heli Daruwala.
I know. Heli Daruwala in a song called Vilayati Sharab.
That's something which is pretty interesting. Yeah. All right, so tell us how the experience, and it's as hardcore as it gets.
Yeah.
Masi.
It was a surprise when Naushad Bhai from Indie Music called me for this song, reached through a common friend. And when they said we want to do this song, I already knew of Darshan and I know Neeti from long. She's big. I've been listening to her songs.
Right.
It all happened in a jiffy, and in a week we were shooting. They sent the clips. I was rehearsing in Hyderabad, came rehearse in Bombay again, shot. It all happened in such fast pace and a blur. I didn't think too much about it. It was all magical. I had so much fun shooting for it, and I love the process of the song. ठीक है, आज song बड़ा hit हो गया और result को enjoy कर रहे हैं, लेकिन process को बहुत enjoy किया मैंने. आदिल सर की टीम बहुत अच्छे थे, assistants, आदिल सर superb थे set पे. The way indie music team worked, Darshan, every day I hung out in his house when I was in Bombay, and so it was so awesome. I couldn't have asked for a better beginning. I never thought about a beginning, but this is the best beginning I could have asked for.
It is so interesting that South films, they do so well when they're remade in Hindi. But many a times, South actors, for some strange reason, they don't seem to be working. They haven't really. Some of them they have. PRABHAS has had something which has been loved all across the globe. But those are primarily Telugu films, which were dubbed in Hindi.
Yep.
So what do you think is the reason behind Telugu South movies doing so well when they're remade, but somehow South actors, they have not really tasted the similar kind of success the way they have tasted down South?
Because there are other actors who are well accomplished, it's very hard to answer on their behalf. I was only thinking maybe they have so much already back home. They didn't have to go through the process from beginning. Once you come to step 10, you don't want to go back to step 1 again and climb all of them. I was thinking maybe it's that. Come to a new place, again start all over again. मुझे लगता है कि वो एक रीजन हो सकता है, और दूसरा ये भी हो सकता है कि लैंग्वेज बैरियर है. You need to act in one language, you need to understand it, and lead character. It's not like a supporting character where you can come take a help and all that. The film, you're carrying the film. मतलब इतने सारे responsibilities, lip sync करना पड़ेगा songs में, dialogue delivery करना पड़ता है, emotional scenes करना पड़ते हैं. अगर language पे grip नहीं है तो ये सब बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. तो मुझे लगता है कि इसी चीज की वजह से बहुत सारे साउथ एक्टर्स इतना एफर्ट नहीं किया, या जैसे आप बोल रहे हैं स्ट्रेट फिल्मों में उतना सक्सेस नहीं मिला, लेकिन ये सब पास्ट है. आई डोंट थिंक व्हाट हैपेंड इन द पास्ट विल ऑलवेज रिपीट, क्योंकि पहले साउथ डब्स भी सक्सेसफुल नहीं थे, लेकिन बाहुबली के बाद सब बदल गया. तो मुझे लगता है कि आज 2021 में ऐसे कुछ रूल्स नहीं है. जो भी यहाँ आके ट्राई करते हैं उनको सक्सेस मिलेगा. मतलब अगर कंटेंट सही है, अगर टैलेंट है बंदे में, तो आई थिंक they will click. And I really feel that amongst the Adipurush and any work PRABHAS sir is doing, which is not dubbed but a Hindi film, I think they will do well, because
right,
he has that fan base and he has the right content.
Okay, now you have a certain level of intelligence.
जी,
You look very urban.
जी.
When we see Vilayati Sharab, the way that you are entering with the photograph of the girl on your t-shirt and all massy and all that. So what does it take for someone like you to get into the skin of a very, very massy character?
I'll tell you an answer, you'll believe in it.
I would love to believe it.
You have to be a son of the soil. First, you should enjoy mass movies. I enjoy mass movies. In Telugu, we say uppu karam tinali. Like you have to eat chili powder and salt to be grounded. And it might sound arrogant, but I'm saying pizza, burger खाने से mass थोड़ी आती है. मतलब you should eat street. You should be a son of the soil. You should be desi here. You should be desi here. So I grew up on Hindi and Telugu masala movies. I watched how much I enjoyed Chiranjeevi sir, that much I enjoyed Govinda sir's dance and Shahrukh sir's love stories and all that. So it is all inbuilt. I might have been a CBSE or a rich man's son, but I grew up on these films. I'm Desi at heart. So it's not hard for me to channel it. And I had a relatively normal childhood. So it's there. I mean, and
I think it makes a lot of sense.
okay.
Your love for cinema is definitely, it's very apparent. And okay, now Saranaidu and ABCD, they've done exceptionally well recently during their satellite release. In fact, the numbers apparently they are bigger than Bahubali as well, which is something that has surprised.
That week ka screening. In that week, Bahubali was also screened, and these two films did better. I'm sure Bahubali put 100 times by now. But
right.
It was the first time, so it's not that week. It did exceeded, yeah. But
right.
The numbers have been crazy. I mean, I didn't expect
crazy
that
numbers
for ABCD for sure.
Right. So, what does it tell you about the sort of acceptance that you're having right now as an actor, as a star?
Luck and God's blessings, number one. Two, I think the entertainment aspect of that film worked, and also Shurveer, my previous film, Okakshanam, has done
right.
some 50 million already on YouTube, and it was aired multiple times on TV channels. So second time the actor is coming in a format which the audience like to see. What people tell me is that people are enjoying that South dubbings are entertaining. They pick a story which connects to, has middle class emotions, and they add entertainment. That is why Hindi audience are liking them. So ABCD has all of them, and some actor which is slightly familiar to you. So I think that was the contributing factor. Allu Arjun brother, Shurveer ka hero. That would have added, is what I'm guessing. And like I said, dua. The invisible factor in all of this. God's blessing.
Okay, now being a part of an illustrious family, having a brother who's got crazy fan following. I asked you this before as well. What I really find fascinating about you is that you have a very wonderful confidence, because it's very difficult to live under the shadow of a successful brother. Not merely successful, like he's having like a crazy fall. But still, how do you maintain that balance between family and the fact that you have your own ambitions and your own aspirations? How tough is it to just maintain that balance for you?
Not really, because it's a gift. I understand a lot of the fame I've earned so far is primarily not mine, but a derivative of the family. So I have to behave accordingly. There are certain responsibilities that come in my conduct, my conduct, how I carry myself and behave, that part. And I, as an individual, I don't want to be under the shadow. There is a balance. I have my own goals and aspirations. It might not be what fans of my brother expect or my family does, but I'm not going to live for somebody else's expectations. So I try to balance both. It's not hard. Honestly, it's not hard, because it's not like today suddenly I've become this, right? From childhood, I've been that person. So I know how it works. I've seen ups and downs of my brother and my family and all of that, right? So I think I'm kind of prepared enough to handle it.
Okay, and I'm sure that a lot of things must be very tough for you, because so when you are dancing, for example, say in Vilayati Sharab or even otherwise. Now, Arjun is a fabulous dancer as well. He's known for his dancing skills as well. You know, the world is the world can be a tough place. People can be cruel at times in terms of comparisons. Ki Allu Arjun dances like this, Allu Sirish dances like this. While you actually dancing, how important is it for you enjoy that moment rather than worrying about the comparisons, because it must be tough.
Like, you raised a very interesting question, because when I started about acting, looks, choice of scripts, nothing I had a fear of my brother or that baggage or that weight. Dance was the only thing that used to like scare and intimidate me a bit. In private, in our film, I mean, our family functions and all that, I used to dance. But the moment there are 200 juniors and 100 dancers and all of that in a big set, I used to get a little jittery. You know, rehearsals पे मैं confident था, लेकिन set पे आते हुए मुझे tension आ जाती है अंदर से इतने लोगों को देख के कि because if I goof up the step, 200 people, 100 people have to repeat the step again. You know, this pressure, and then Arjun's brother is known for his dancing so much. That only dance was the only thing that used to, trouble me. Rest all, I knew that I'll have my own niche and eventually audience will accept. In the beginning of my career, it used to scare me, but as I did more songs, that fear converted into enjoyment. That's the trick. Like, that's the trick for anything. Losing weight, getting it better. If you think it's effort, struggle, no, we'll not enjoy it. Rather, once we start enjoying the process, it becomes fun. So I decided that मेहनत तो वैसे भी करेंगे, रिहर्सल्स पे जाएंगे, सब करेंगे, लेकिन वो माइंड में वो चिप रहता है ना, डर का चिप, वो आज मैं निकाल दूंगा. आज सेट पे जाते ही मैं एंजॉय करूंगा. रिजल्ट छोड़ दो, लोग मजाक करेंगे, मेरा मजाक उड़ाएंगे, करने दो, मैं तो एंजॉय करूंगा. आज आई एम गोना लाइक हैव फन इन द सॉन्ग. बस वही बोल के गया मैं सॉन्ग के अंदर जब मैं अप्रोच करता था. So I think
No, I think that's the best approach. That is the best approach to enjoy that particular moment.
Yeah,
because
I
ultimately
enjoyed
it's
it.
that moment.
Today, result is good. I'm enjoying it, thankfully, by God's grace. But I didn't think about the result. I swear on anything. When people message me or they said, "Arey, itna karega, utna karega," I said, "It's agar kiya to bonus." I enjoyed it. I got paid. I learned. My job is done.
Okay, now, how important is it for you to just keep on sharpening your tools in terms of watching the sort of cinema that you want to watch, that you actually watch, or shows or documentaries, or do you do any exercises? Many actors, they tend to do it in front of the camera, in front of the mirror. They tend to have voice exercises daily. Like I spoke to Manoj Bajpayee day for yesterday, and he said that he recites a poem every day, and he does voice exercises every day in the morning. So do you have any of those activities planned for yourself? Because many a times, if you may have read biographies or spoken to great actors, the best way of dealing with criticism is to work on yourself constantly.
So what I've planned, non-shoot days, I finished all my work meetings jo bhi hai by 6 o'clock. 7 to 9, 9:30 is my skill development ka time. Working out is skill development, dance is skill development, yoga is skill development.
Wow.
So I dedicate this for my physical aspect. Acting, again, when you watch different kinds of cinema, it happens. My dad, every night he watches content, international, Tamil, Hindi, web series, stuff. So like that, whatever is trending, I invest. Luckily, between ABCD and the present film, I found a gap. So I had come to Bombay. I had done a workshop with one Mr. Hemant Kher. He was there in Scam 1982 as Harshad.
I know. I've interviewed him.
Yeah, with Hemant sir. I had done a 1-week workshop with Hemant sir. So low key, I had done it. It helped me. So I do these things. I work on my craft. I rewatch my movies. I talk to directors and friends who are friends of mine whose judgment I trust. What do you think? What could I do better? I ask fans, okay, what do you think? What should I do next? So I have my ears to the ground and I keep working on those things like that. So I put in effort.